Coming up on this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite and NXT Ring Report. We'll have the latest from the two shows or fallout from both shows. We'll talk about Sting making his return back to AEW. Well, he made a debut on AEW, I meant to say. But Sting spoke and he spoke from the heart. What's Sting's agenda? Also, Shaquille O'Neal makes an appearance on AEW to talk about what's going on with him and all this and more. And plus on AEW, we found out tonight MJF put his diamond ring online against Orange Cassidy. Can Orange Cassidy leave Dynamite with a prestigious diamond ring? We'll find out. And what's going on with Kenny Omega and his manager, Don Callis? What this all about? For real, Don Callis and Kenny Omega reveal yesterday on Impact Wrestling what the plan was for them to come to Impact AEW to do the golden screw job, or what Don Callis like to call from last week's controversial win. Plus on NXT, Finn Balor returns. Finn Balor returns to make a comeback as the NXT champion, but he's been awaiting a lot of challenges that comes his way, wanting to crack a piece of the title. Uh, and a lot more as the NXT and AEW Ring Report starts right now after the countdown. Welcome everyone to the AEW Dynamite and NXT Ring Report for the Pro Wrestling Show presents. Well, we're doing this live in the living color. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Here, I'm your host as always, Kendra Dix here. Thank you all for watching. All right, we got a lot to get to. Let's get started. And first thing first, join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't miss a thing here using the hashtag Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, subscribe. Hit that notification button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW NXT Ring Report. All right, let's get started with the AEW Ring Report. A lot was going on this week on AEW, really doing the highlights of it. So let's talk about the man they call Sting. Made his AEW appearance with Tony Schiavone. I couldn't believe it. It was history repeating itself with Tony Schiavone and Sting returning. Well, the Stinger, what was Sting's agenda? What did Sting want to do in All Elite Wrestling? We found out what Sting wanted to do. Sting came out there, and felt like the segment was too early. And I felt like that because I was like, wow, they couldn't really hold Sting off for about enough to the end of the show, or what? That's just my opinion. I felt like 30 minutes after the show began, and you want to bring Sting out there, and you had the Young Bucks in tag team action. That was okay, but Sting should have been like the at least the last piece because you want to keep that mystique going. You want to keep those reigns going because they know Sting is coming. You making promises. I don't know who's doing the booking in this poor continuity on AEW's part. I just hate saying it, but it's true. AEW got to work on continuity when it comes to that. But other than that, it was like okay, but I guess they want to do what they want to do. The inmates run the asylum, I guess. Well, you can see right here in this image, Sting with Cody. I know Sting and Cody got a long history together. They've been you know, in World Championship Wrestling. Many of you might know. Sting appeared on World Championship Wrestling. He was a staple of World Championship Wrestling for many years. And Sting came back, and Sting talked to Cody and embraced him, called him kid, and I guess Sting and Cody got some kind of bond. So, and then too, what about the reports that Sting wanted to go against the Undertaker, and that never came to fruition? And a lot of people saying Sting came to WWE because he wanted a match with the Undertaker, and Miss McMahon really didn't want the match. And I think Miss McMahon problem is with Hogan and Flair, he missed that boat. I don't know why he was thinking it was Sting and Undertaker. I guess Vince is the type of person that he does not want to be told what to do, and he wants to do it how he wants to do it. So I guess he had. I guess he knows what he's doing. He made all that money, so it's what it is. Speaking of that, Shaquille O'Neal, another miscue. They missed on Shaq. They had Shaq coming on Dynamite this week. He sat down with Tony Schiavone. Oh yeah, he sat down with Tony Schiavone, and he just talked about the whole incident between Jay Cargill and Brandon Rose. I don't know why Shaquille O'Neal even got himself involved in that, but it is what it is. So Shaq, right here, got himself involved with Brandon. He said something slick, and Brandon didn't like it, and Brandon threw water in his face. So I don't know what that's going to entail to, but we'll have to wait and see and stuff. But Shaquille O'Neal, AEW trying to bring in celebrities and stuff, which that's fine, but you don't want to be too much celebrity oriented. You want to continue on the NBL bell to bell product. Which you got the bell to bell product, but I guess they can't find that trajectory of finding people to watch AEW. So that's when you're in the business. People come and go. It is what it is. You'll find your niche. You have to learn as you go in the business. Also, the inner circle had the ultimatum. I guess a lot of people in the inner circle might not like being together, but they have to. But Jericho, MJF, Sammy Guevara. I don't know what the ultimatum was. I think the ultimatum was that either one of them two, Jericho or MJF, one of them. So we had to see and find out what's going on with that. Okay. And finally, the AEW World Championship changed hands last week as Kenny Omega, the new AEW champion, his friend, I like to call him business manager or advocate, Don Callis, appeared on Impact Wrestling yesterday with Josh Matthews to get the inside scoop on what's going on. I felt like with Don Callis was speaking more than Josh Matthews. Josh Matthews was just there. They was gonna do that. They just should have had Don Callis interview Ken Omega and talked about why they did what they did. And then it was more interesting and more weird that Tony Khan appeared on Impact with Tony Schiavone as a paid advertisement, and I don't with Tony Khan, I just don't know. Uh, like I said, Tony Khan came on Impact Wrestling. I think he's want to put himself over. Just stick to business and don't try to get yourself involved into the fun and game. And then you try to compete against WWE and you're trying to tout your numbers and stuff. They were Randy Orton used to say Jacksonville Dixie because Dixie Carter used to do that on Impact, tout the numbers. And it's like stay focused on the business stuff. Don't try to lose yourself on the guard. Felt like Tony Khan was trying to be a little bit of a mark to me. Like, yeah, I guess people know he's a mark, but Jim Cornette and the rest of them, and I guess that's what he likes to do. But I felt like Tony Khan trying to tout himself. It's like don't make the same mistakes that Dixie Carter made and Ted Turner made, because you can get yourself weeping in a lot of stuff. So you don't want to do that. But I hope he knows what he's doing, because you know what I'm saying. Also, we also talk about with when Don Callis and Ken Omega appeared on it since that screw job last week. So we haven't heard from John Moxley, and we're going to hear from him eventually. And what's going on? Moxley's going to send a message one way or another to Omega and Callis on what they did. And was the final match of the night, which I'm shocked at that. The Diamond Dynamite ring between Orange Cassidy versus MJF for the Inner Circle. It was the same. It was the same good match, but it was good. Both men created near falls with each other. Neither man didn't want to lose, but it came to that point that at the end, Miro got involved and played the difference maker and attacked Orange Cassidy and cost Orange Cassidy the diamond ring to win. And MJF wins over Orange Cassidy and retains. He retains over MJF with the help of Miro. So Miro playing difference into the match right now, helping Orange Cassidy out. Look at that demonic face Miro got. Wow. All right. That ends the AEW ring report. Let's move over to the NXT ring report. On the NXT ring report this week, tonight was indeed that NXT coming out of fallout from War Games Takeover. The NXT champion Finn Balor returned, and he returned with a vengeance. Finn Balor was awaited by challengers that came left and right. Damian Priest, Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly. They wanted a shot. But Finn didn't give them what they wanted. Finn just started to walk off, thinking nobody didn't really have a threat to the title until Scarlett came to the vicious. But little do we know that Karrion Kross was around. Also, Isaiah Scott was in action against Jay Atlas. Jay Atlas and Isaiah Scott put on an instant clinic with these maneuvers. But Isaiah Scott lost to forgot his name, lost to him, and so we'll see. Also, tag team action. Imperium was in action against I forgot them. The U Take talent. I think they the good guys now. It was a three-way dance or something. So they won against the I forgot the Wolfgangs or something. Also, Torrin Storm got attacked, and then her and Io Shirai, the NXT Women's Champion, bowed it out through the Capitol Wrestling Center. Io Shirai landed on Torrin Storm, left landed and hit a was about to hit a moonsault and attacked Tony from behind, and got the help of Ember Moon to deliver the moonsault. So look for these two women, or look probably these three women compete for the women's championship down the road. Also, Timothy Thatcher was in action. Thatcher was in action. But he wasn't in action. He was watching from a bird's eye view, observance, as Tommaso Ciampa went against Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes put in an instant match, losing to Dexter Lumis. He tried to make a redemption for himself this week after losing to Dexter Lumis. Timothy Thatcher watching on, and he lost to Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa got the win, but him and Tommaso Ciampa never looked sight on what Timothy Thatcher was going to do to him, but he kept his view on Timothy Thatcher. Took this title, took the not title, but took Cameron Grimes' knee and snapped it. So Cameron Grimes injured again. Let's see. When they gonna never take Cameron Grimes serious? I want to see. Also, new North American champion Johnny Gargano in the ring celebrating with his wife Candice, who won at female women's War Games, and they called themselves the King and Queen of Takeover. She was the queen, calls her the Queen of War Games. I didn't know he was gonna be that. And Austin Theory was the one that he said something about it's me. It's me, Austin. It was me, Austin, all along. Why is NXT copying from the Attitude Era? Damn, Triple H, come up with something new, something different. I mean, it's just you got who could be your potential star down the road. You know they're gonna push him. Austin Theory is gonna be a big star. Watch what I tell you, the star tomorrow. Also, Candice LeRae and got awarded some that award that looked like Shanta Blackheart when Indy Art World, and but then Austin Theory being under the tutelage of the new NXT North American champion Johnny Gargano. All of a sudden, Damian Priest wanted to come out there, but he got interrupted by the returning Killer Cross, which I didn't even see that coming. I was like, what's going on with that? Killer Cross did some damage and did some heavy duty damage, power bombing Damian Priest onto the stage. So what's going on? What does Killer Cross problem with Damian Priest? We just have to wait and see. But Killer Cross, the former NXT champion, back and doing some damage. Also, Pete Dunne was in action against Killian Dane. Pete Dunne did it to Dane again with German suplexes, trying to put the big man down with kicks and a sleeper hold. Also, Dane's tag team partner, Drake Maverick, came out there to even up the odds. He tried to even up the odds by kicking the tag team champions, but Pete Dunne got the win over Killian Dane. So we can see Pete Dunne in tremendous shape, the bruiserweight. I can see him challenging for the NXT championship. Watch and see. Also, the former NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon was in action against the sole survivor of War Games, who helped won War Games, Raquel Gonzalez. Gonzalez and Ember Moon was in the ring, fine, flurry, even a big boot to Ember. So Ember withstand it, and then Ember got pinned by Gonzalez. All of a sudden, Ember Moon's foe Tony Storm came back to get her revenge after earlier on the show, but she got stopped. Raquel Gonzalez met her match against Rhea Ripley. So could we see these women battling out? We have to wait and see, to find out. Wow, it was a good. So overall, from both NXT and AEW, it was so. But I felt like AEW should have planned their continuity. And it's like you got two big stars. Could you have Shaq come on at 8 and then Sting come on at the end? It's just like, damn, do I should write AEW? And then NXT with Karrion Cross, we didn't see it coming. It was like Triple H said, it was an imminent, but we just didn't know how imminent it was going to be. And Karrion Cross challenging um, Damian Priest. I don't know what to say about that. It's just like could have put I don't know. I don't know. Damian Priest, the big dude, Karrion Cross, the big dude. I think if they would have just went with Damian Priest won the North American title over Karrion Cross, then it would have been fine. Or, Damian Priest winning the NXT title. Makes sense. I don't know. It's just hopefully they probably go for the NXT title, but I guess they got to find something. They don't want to make it too quick for Karrion just to come on in and do damage. So you know how that go. And then John Guerrero, who is his next challenger? We have to wait and see because we don't know. And then just that. What's next for Ken Omega and Don Callis? And then Tony Khan, I'm kind of shocked he was being a mark tonight. And then Shaquille O'Neal with his said what's this gonna lead to with him, Brandy, and the Nightmare Family. And Sting, and we have to wait and see. So you know how they go. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW NXT Spring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick, saying so long, and we'll see you this weekend for a new edition of the Pro Wrestling Show for SmackDown. For I've been your host, Kendrick, saying so long, and we'll see you, like Kenny Omega said, a good night, Abdul. Some of you say, see you later.